last couple of weeks I've been carrying a knife that was sent to me by a company called FINTISO. Really nice knife. Like I said, I've been using it for the past couple of weeks. Just normal cutting chores. I did have kind of a session where I had accumulated a few too many cardboard boxes, from Amazon and other companies. And so I had to kind of have a cutting up party so I could get those all in the recycle bin and use this knife for that. So let's take a look at this. We're going to put it on the workbench so you can see it and we can talk about it. It's really a pretty neat little knife, and like I say, it's a company that I had never heard of before. FINTISO, they contacted me and asked me if I would like to look at one of their knives. So they sent this to me, and I'm pretty impressed. Let's take a look at it.
All right, let's take a look at this thing. This is the FINTISO knife that I've been testing. This is from their Odyssey series, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. It came in this really nice box, a really nice presentation, and you see this with some other brands, but I thought this was really nice. And of course, the knife came in a little plastic sleeve. Comes with a microfiber cleaning cloth and a sticker, and there's a manual down here in the bottom of the box. And the thing that I really like are spare screws. So, I don't know, all of us have probably lost a screw out, out of a knife, or taken one apart and had one of the screws disappear on the floor. You know how frustrating that can be. So that was really a nice touch to see the spare screws. I like that. Anyway, really nice presentation from FINTISO in terms of their packaging. I really like it. So this is the knife. This is from their Odyssey series, like I said. There are a number of different configurations you can get this in terms of the handle or scale material. This one has, and I'll put some links in the description down below. You can go to fintiso.com and you can see all of their knives. The Odyssey series is only one of several different series of knives they have, and so I'm kind of looking forward maybe to looking at some more of these. This one has aluminum scales, and I'm not usually one to go out and buy a knife with aluminum scales. And like I say, FINTISO sent this to me, and I just said, send me one, and they chose. I really love this color. It's not really olive. It's got a little bit of a bluish tinge to it. It's a really pretty color. And I thought the aluminum might be kind of slick, but it's got enough of a satin or textured finish that I didn't have any trouble hanging on to it. It's pretty grippy. I mean, for a metal handle, aluminum handle, I've had other knives that had aluminum scales that were kind of slick. This one really is pretty nice. So just some general features. Of course, it's got a lanyard hole. It is a liner lock knife. It's got a thumb stud. It also has a flipper. It is not assisted opening. It just flips open super easy. And I looked on the website and through the literature, I couldn't find anything about it. This knife really behaves, and I have not taken it apart, but this knife behaves as though it's on ball bearings, on ceramic ball bearings. I mean, the blade takes very little effort to push it out. And when it closes, you get a nice, there's a nice detent there to pull the knife blade closed so you don't end up with it popping open in your pocket. It really well thought out. So you can use the thumb stud or you can use the flipper, either one. And they both work very easily. Now the pocket clip is, it's going to be a tip up right side carry pocket clip, and there isn't really a provision to put it anywhere else. So that's just the one position. It is a nice, sturdy clip. I didn't have any problem, carrying it or having it come out of my pocket or anything like that. Like I said, I've been carrying it for the past couple of weeks. I did quite a bit of cutting with it. Like I said, I had kind of in my garage, I ended up with a kind of a collection of cardboard boxes that kind of got out of hand, and I decided to cut them all down and get them in my recycle bin. And so I used this for it. Now, so this knife, some key things about it, they're really kind of interesting. Just first off, some specifications. The blade length is 3.3 inches. The handle's 4.5 inches. Overall length is 7.8 inches. So a little over 7 3/4. Like I say, the scales on this are aluminum, but you can get them in G10, and they have some other options. The blade, is Swedish 14C28N steel, which is a good upgrade Swedish steel. It's not obviously not one of the super steels, but it is a very good steel with great edge holding capability. And their website says that these are hardened Rockwell on Rockwell C scale from 60 to 62. And in all the cardboard cutting I did tends to kind of bear that out. I cut up a ton of cardboard. Now this thing came just super sharp, razor sharp, shaving sharp. It's sharp when you get it. And it maintained that through most of the boxes, or all the boxes, after I got done cutting up all the boxes, and I never had to stop and sharpen or anything in the middle of that. It just sailed through all those boxes. It was still really, really sharp. It had kind of lost that super fine sharp edge, so I basically just put it on my strop, a few strokes on the strop, and it was back to just the sharpness it came with, just that super premium sharpness. So it holds an edge really well. I really been enjoying using this knife, and like I said, the aluminum scales, I haven't been one to normally go out and buy them, but I found the shape of this handle to be very ergonomic. It's very comfortable to hold, and different positions, it works really well. Basically just about any way I've held it. There is some jimping on the back of the blade, and also back here you've got some similar kind of texturing to, depending on the grip you're using to help stabilize the knife in your hand. It has been very comfortable. I've had no problem at all with it slipping in my hand or anything. So despite the aluminum scales, they did a really great job. If I only had one criticism of them, this back edge here is a little sharp. I mean, it didn't cut me or anything like that, but I noticed that when gripping it, I can kind of feel that sharp edge. And like I say, I cut up a lot of boxes. It didn't cause me any, soreness or calluses or anything like that. It worked just fine, but I know they like to keep this faceted look, but maybe just knocking the edge off that top bevel might be a thing. Anyway, that'd be the only criticism I have of the handle. Otherwise, I just really love the way it feels. The finish on this knife, and you'd have to look pretty close to see, there is some wear from all those cardboard boxes where it kind of, scuffed the finish a little bit. It's a black oxide type finish, it looks like. But it seems to be pretty tough. Like I said, I went through a lot of cardboard, and it seemed to hold up pretty well. All I really did to clean it was just to basically wipe it off with a rag with a little bit of alcohol on it, because I got a bunch of tape glue on here from the boxes, and it cleaned right up. Anyway, this is the knife. You can see the name FINTISO is on here, and if you were to look really closely, you can see it says 14C28N, the base of the blade there. Just a really nice knife. Like I say, I've really enjoyed using it. These have a suggested retail price on their website of $49.99. I'll put some links in the description down below if you want to pick one up. They're certainly available even on Amazon. And I think, for the price, I think it's well worth it. I like the upgrade steel. A lot of knives come with, a steel that's okay, but not really kind of a higher end steel. The 14 C28N, that's the same steel that's used on like the Mora Garberg and some other, Swedish knives that use kind of an upgrade or a higher end steel. It's a good steel, and it seems to perform really well. So without spending a lot of money for one of the really high end super steels, you get a good quality steel, a little bit of an upgrade steel with a decent price. So anyway, this knife, like I said, has been very smooth and easy to use. It really does move. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, right down in there, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. But as I was looking at it at just the right angle, you can actually see the balls in the ball bearings. They're in there. So this is definitely a ball bearing, the caged ball bearing, in there. I don't know if they're ceramic or whatever they are, but definitely the blade just takes very little effort to swing out. Definitely easy to use. Being a liner lock, it is easier to use right-handed than left-handed. I mean, you could unlock it left-handed. You have to be careful to get your thumb out of the way before you close it. And the stud is, is available on both sides, and the flipper, of course, works on both sides. if I was left-handed, I probably wouldn't go with a liner lock knife. But that's, well, maybe that's just because I'm not left-handed, and so doing things left-handed is just not that, automatic, as easy. But if you're left-handed, you're used to using a liner lock knife, I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, really, the knife has held up well. I've been trying to use it a lot this last couple of weeks, and I've really enjoyed using it. I'm probably going to use it some more. I love the blade profile. And like I say, those of you that watch my channel much, I don't like a blade with a lot of upsweep. And this is a nice, gentle upsweep, good sharp point. So if I need to do any detailed work, not going to have any problem with that. I did a little whittling with it, and the tip is fine enough. I could choke up on this and do some fine carving work with it without any problem. It seems to work really well. Anyway, that's the Odyssey series from FINTISO. If you're thinking of a new, different knife, it's one to look at. The FINTISO website has a full range of different pocket knives that they are manufacturing. And if the quality of all of them if this is representative of the quality of the rest of them, then I would have no qualms in buying any of theirs. The quality of this is just excellent. So I'm really impressed with it. It definitely going to get some use here. So anyway, Odyssey series from FINTISO.
Well, there you go. It's a pretty nice little knife from FINTISO. I am looking forward maybe to testing some more of their products. I'm really impressed with it. This has got really decent quality. It's well made, good materials, a lot of good things about it. If you have any thoughts or questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. Like I mentioned previously, I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to pick one of these up yourself. And as always, hey, thanks for watching.